a friend of mine came over and was in the middle of the altercation. I mean, it was
altercation.
Okay, fine, fight. I don't know, yell, whatever.
No, but each of these words, do they increase the emotional intensity or reduce it? Here's what happened. She didn't have control of her dog. Maybe this guy didn't have control of theirs. They both f***ed up. Her dog humped the other dog. He was really upset because he doesn't want her dog's puppies. And he looked at her and said, "What the f*** are you doing?" or something of that nature, which is certainly uncouth, and I don't support it in any way, and said, "You don't have control of your dog." Did he do it that loud?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, the whole park heard it.
The whole park heard it. How big was the park? This size?
It's a baseball field.
Yes, and how do you know the whole park heard it? Because I really want to know how you know that. By the way, how many arguable statements has she made since she stood up? Every one of them's arguable. Every single one of them. She could have cut up and said, I went here and, our dog was there and they got altercated and this man came up, he was really upset. And the sensations I felt tension, I felt caught in my throat, I felt scared. And, I know I f***ed up, I've tried to have control of the dog, and I think he did too. But, I really was really uncomfortable, and what I really want is, if I go back there, I don't want to feel unsafe, would you come with me? Would he have shown up, yes or no? In a heartbeat. Is that him right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more to this.
I'm sure there is.
No, but I mean, this was her not feeling seen for 20 years. So it wasn't.
Look at him being responsible. Give me a hand for that. That's very beautiful. Thank you for that. That's very, very beautiful.
So she did come and say, this altercation occurred and, I didn't feel safe.
Yes.
Would you go to the park with me the next time? She did.
Okay.
Yeah,
and what'd you say?
Did. I can't remember. I didn't think it was a big deal, to be honest.
Yes.
Like I didn't, I wasn't there and I should have gone to the park with her.
Okay, that's fair.
Absolutely.
Great. So she did ask you then?
She did.
Got it. But what I did predict is he didn't really see it as a serious threat. If you saw a serious threat, would you have escorted her there?
Yes.
Yes. He heard it and thought, what? Be honest with me. You thought?
I thought, people get angry. You had many other people around you, and I know you wanted me to be there to protect you, but I wasn't. And I don't think that's going to happen again at the dog park. Like I didn't think, but I should have been more attentive to the fact that she felt unsafe.
That's beautiful. By the way, give a hand for that 100%. Now, for this relationship to work, that's not enough. Because she doesn't own her part. It takes two to tango. Is it true? She hasn't owned it all. She could have said, you know what? I probably made a lot of claims. By the way, if you listen to the way he described it, and you got to tell me if I'm wrong on this, because you said something, John, and maybe I took it out of context, maybe not. Did you feel, when she told you about it, attacked for not being there when it happened?
Yes.
Yes.
But
wait, I want you to stop that. That's why he didn't go. Raise your hand if you follow this, ladies. Gentlemen, raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. This is a series of her being unseen and him feeling criticized. It's both sides. I can't let this go. I'm really grateful you stood up. I honor you as a man for standing up. But this relationship will not work if it's just one person doing it. He's got a group of his that have done the same list. We go to the other side, I guarantee. Am I wrong? Criticism, closing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to that,
yes,
right? There's a big story for that.
Yes. But I don't want you guys to go to the story.
Yeah.
I want you guys to clear this up for each other.
Yeah.
But what I want you to get is, she's still hanging on to that story, but she hasn't owned her responsibility in it, which is why it's still f***ed up in her. Your story was all about what other people did and didn't do. There was nothing about you in that story. I don't want you to defend her right now because I'm really trying to help you both. And I'm grateful for you to defend her, and I want you to do any of the case, but this is one case where she's got to hear this because this ain't gonna work otherwise long term. Can you see how you made everybody else responsible and you took no responsibility for any of this? Like, could you have communicated in a better way that made him want to come to be with you?
Yes.
Did you communicate in a way that made him feel criticized, if you look back on it now?
Yes.
You criticized him for not being there in the first place, so why the f would I go, especially when it wasn't that big a deal in the first place, and you're gonna be pissed no matter what anyway. And I got this I gotta do.
Yes.
Can you see that?
Yes.
Good, because I think you're both beautiful. I want you both to win, but you can't win if only one plays this game. Or you can win for a while. He can become your pleaser, but there'll be a point in time where that won't make you happy either. It'll make you angry.
No,
Like you saw last night with this young lady up here on the one knee.
Yes.
Think about it. What was that all about? He didn't support me because he didn't agree with what I did with a doctor, and he knew the truth about her father not taking her in the first place. He didn't comply and affirm her when she's being wrong and unfair and unjust and crazy. And then she's not going to forgive him for that, ever. This kind of absurd rules are where all relationships are destroyed. We all have to take 100% responsibility for our experience. Anything else is just the blame game, and who gets hurt in the blame game? You're hurting because you don't feel heard, understood, seen. He's hurting because he's feeling criticized, closed. There's no relationship here whatsoever, and yet I love this crazy woman. He's nodding his head, by the way. And you love this crazy man.
Yes.
So perhaps there's more drama than you need. And perhaps even if you feel the drama, then feel it authentically and deliver it through so. But the so can't be a blame or it's not so. You're taking it out of your head where it would be blame. You're bringing it into your own body, which is authentic and unarguable. Sensation, the feeling I have, and then what I want. But the want is not for making him wrong. If you're not making him wrong, I could be wrong. Maybe he's But my bet is if you're not making him wrong and you say, honey, this would really be meaningful for me, are you going to do it?
Absolutely.
Did you think it was going to be that meaningful?
No, I didn't. I didn't think it would be. I mean, there's a lot more reasons why it was so important that I went.
Stacked.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was stacked, but it was because there had been so many years that she had not been seen, and she was she got the dog because I wasn't seeing her in the first place.
I understand.
So that had meaning for her, and she didn't feel like I was being her man in many other parts of life. And so this story is representative of those other things.
I really honor you for taking that responsibility. That kind of responsibility will be able to transform your woman. I see you doing that. Pardon me?
It has.
That's beautiful.
And to be fair to her,
Yes.
she has grown a lot, and she's somewhat projecting the way she used to feel and I know she's using the language now in the moment that's representative of that.
Yes.